Hello, welcome to Pop Chat. My name is Annette Tarpley, and today with us we have from Iowa, my hometown, or my home state, I should say. We have Eva Marie Ann Cagley. Welcome, Eva.
Hi.
It's great to have you here. We are horribly sorry that we are very late, about an hour and a half. But we initially I was late with some work stuff and I couldn't get away, and then we've had technical difficulty with sound for the last hour, I think.
Right.
Well, so we she's finally on her phone instead of the computer, and we just had to go that way. But wonderful to have everyone. Please remember those who are watching that unless you, when you comment, unless you actually sign it or unless you've changed your actual settings, you are just a Facebook user. So please sign all your comments at the end of your comment if you would. So, Eva, I want you to go ahead and tell me and the audience about yourself. So, whatever you want us to know, your background as far as writing, whatever you want to divulge, if you want to divulge any personal information, that's great too. But I want you to go ahead and let us know about you.
Okay. I was born and raised in Waterloo, Iowa. Um, I come from a family of having 9 children. My mom and dad have both passed away now, and so have my two oldest brothers. I'm the middle child, middle of the girls, middle of the family. Um, I started writing probably when I was probably as early as probably fourth or fifth grade. Did a lot more writing when I turned into sixth and seventh grade. But I've been writing for a long time now, and I write more now than I ever did. I started out with writing poetry, and now I've branched out into articles, and I'm currently working on my memoir uh, about it's called Shattered Innocence. It's about child abuse and basically my life growing up, my relationships with men, and how that went. So I'm currently publishing those on Biz Catalyst 360 right now. It's a site that I'm a featured writer on, and um, so that's coming out one part a week right now, and you can find that posted on Biz Catalyst and on my profile page. And I send a link out to several other groups and stuff too on Facebook. Um, I also currently write for um, Wildfire Incorporated magazines, and that's quarterly magazine. I write for that every 3 months. I occasionally write for the Wink magazine. They put out a magazine every 3 to 6 months, depending on how things are going for them. Um, and I'm just now starting to get involved with a magazine called the Ordist. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but they're working on a new magazine coming out here pretty shortly too. So I've been pretty busy with that kind of stuff, and actually getting more into the writing of articles and stuff, branching out more in my writing besides poetry.
Okay, great. So, wow, I didn't know Ortis was coming out with a magazine, but that's wonderful.
Yes, they are. They're taking submissions right now.
Wow,
Yep.
that's wonderful. So, we're both Iowa girls.
Mhm.
I was in Iowa for 30 years. I've been here for 30 also. It's about half my life, both places. And still miss, the people and so forth and family members that I have there. But
Mm.
do you think that you have always been a writer since your childhood?
I think I've probably always been a writer. Yeah. But clear back, I can remember when I first had to learn how to write my name. That was the first thing you had to do. My penmanship is always really lousy. To read my penmanship, you can hardly make it out. My signature looks like a doctor's signature. Um, because I think so fast, I can't get the words written down fast enough. It's how
Yeah.
my brain works. They're in my head, and I want to get them out before I forget them. And then I'll end up writing so fast that you can't read my writing. I can usually read it, but sometimes I can't either. So,
Yeah,
but
I have actually very um I used to have nice handwriting. Then I became a nurse practitioner, writing a bunch of scripts all the time. I have a doctor's signature. It's just a swirls,
hmm
and my handwriting's gotten much worse. So I keep thinking I'm going to have the magical pen someday that will change all that, and it's just not happening. So
Huh.
we would like to thank, I'm sure both Eva and I would like to thank Alan Johnson for helping us out in our dilemma. So thank you.
Yes, he was very nice to step in and try to help us.
Yeah, he's always great about helping when you need it. So we have some comments already. I'm going to go to those. We have Stuart Dan. He's watching. He wants us to know he's watching.
That's good.
Stuart Dan has a little signature, usually the roses. If it's the roses, it's usually Stu. Then we have Jill. Jill Tate is here. She's going to be on Pop Chat actually in just an hour and a half.
Wow.
Yeah. And who else we have here? Jill again. Better late than never. And then no excuse, please, Stuart. Apparently he has.
Well, if he didn't know what kind of morning we've had already, he wouldn't say that.
That's right. We were grasping. And then Sai Prakash. Hi, Sai. From India, who needs to come on Pot Chat soon. That would be wonderful. And then we have somebody is watching patiently.
Somebody watching patiently.
Then we have Michael Dulake. So lovely to see two beauties on my birthday. Happy birthday, Michael.
Happy birthday, Michael.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Birthday. I'm sure you're what, like 35? And it says, Eva Marie, you are very special person.
That's very nice of him to say so.
And of course you are. And then we have a happy birthday to Michael from Jill. And we have thanks.
We've probably lost a lot of our viewers just because we started so late.
AJ never heard of this woman. Who is she? Apparently, Alan Johnson does not know who you are, which is kind of strange.
Wasn't I introduced? Was I not introduced?
Yeah, since you're one of his administrators on his site, Trending Poets.
Oh, yeah, Trending Poets, yes. I should have mentioned that already. I was into the publication part and forgot about the online stuff practically. Yes, I'm administrator for Alan Johnson on the Trending Poets site. It's a very trendy site. A lot of great poets there. He does a lot of things with poets, doing recordings, podcasting recitals, and he narrates and produces all of his own videos with his own music and images that he creates for those videos. They're really, really good.
Would you like for us to show one of those?
Yes, would you please?
Yes, let me go grasp that here. He says, I remember now. No, Alan, you just never know what that man's going to say.
Well, I'm glad he remembers now because, I was having a little bit of Alzheimer's myself there for a minute.
Yeah, he's getting a little older now. Michael says that he is 61. So, Michael, you are horribly older than I am. About a few months older than I am. So I'm right behind you. I'll be there soon.
I've got you both beat. So
does Alan Johnson. So I'm going to go ahead and play the first video I have. And this is the floating one. Okay.
Strange. You passing this way, floating through the airwaves of my inner soul, seeking and searching to stay just a little longer in the steel grey aloneness of the empty night, like a beacon of the light with your soul in flight, shining beams of dreams caught up upon the screen of our tomorrows. Here, I choose to stay. Awaiting yet another play upon the words dancing the loneliness of our nights away. Yet it's my life today, caught up on the window screen. Perhaps it's just another's dream, but that's not the way it seems. Strange, you passing my way, floating through the airwaves of my inner soul, like someone I really know, disappearing with a click, leaving me alone with a blank screen, having touched a lonely human being.
Wow, that was so beautiful,
Thank
Eva.
you.
Alan did marvelous job as always.
He did a really
Um,
good job with that. Yes.
yeah. And
Yep.
he really, the thing about Alan, not just that he puts it together, but he does so well, I think, about interpreting it,
Yeah.
with the videos.
He can get
Yeah,
really into the mindset of the poem, the way it's written. I think
yeah,
he gets into the rhythm of it and really enhances it with his imagery and stuff he uses too. And when he writes his own music for all that stuff, that's going to be a lot of work.
yeah, yeah. It does. I'm sure it takes a long
Yeah, he
time.
does a beautiful job.
Yeah. So he really, we give him our work, and then he interprets it really in order to represent it and present it. So and he does a marvelous job. So kudos
Right.
to you, Alan. Um,
Right.
so tell me, we're going to talk a little bit. Actually, maybe we should do that video next. But I know you wanted, or would you like to do a verbal poem first about what we discussed yesterday about abuse and so forth? Sorry about my dog.
I can do a verbal poem first. I've got one handy.
What is it now?
It's kind of long, but not too long. Um, let's see if I can get through it. This was written when I was working on writing therapeutically. It helped me a lot get through some stuff, and it's kind of a dark poem, but it's about feelings and what goes along with those. So it's called A World Unknown to Me. I feel so alone inside, forgotten by a world unknown to me, torn within the depths of my soul, anguished from being caught in a dam, sandbagged before it breaks, mud sliding all over my face, suffocating, and water rushing in the current everywhere, dirt all over my body, such grime and despair. I am angry at the world and its sin, angry at myself for being one of amongst them in it. Torn into my heart aches and bleeds red like an apple, but left feeling like its eaten core tossed away. No sweet taste of goodness, there's only the stench of pain. God, this world I live in, I think, is going insane. Everyone blaming the other, striking out at what and whatever, only to discover they don't know shit about life or living it. Are we all so perfect with the right to judge? This dysfunction of family is making me ill, fighting against the odds and looking for what is real. There is no realness within this world that breeds hate. It's too late here for us all behind in this dirt that we wipe off our faces and pretend the grime isn't there. God, the tears they want to flow like falling water off a cliff, and I just want to throw myself into the rocks and there die, a silent death alone with no malice, just God and me, begging him to save me from this empty existence I'm living in with all these lost souls who think they know the way, passing judgment on those lost souls who think they know the way, passing a judgment on all that get in their path of what they think reality is. Sick, they are the sick ones, not me, not me. I am living and experiencing daily the life that has been cast out like a reel on a pole and fighting for whatever I catch, as it is surely part of my destiny. Yet I live to speak about it. Another day too shall pass. Sick and tired of the emotional crap that is in everybody's closet, and they keep filling up mine. I have enough of my own. I say, leave yours at home. I cannot survive in a closet with no more damn room. Give me the broom and I'll just sweep it away into the garbage truck that comes on Tuesday morning. No one will ever notice how damn full it is. God, give me some room to take a breath. Suck it up and don't let them see me cry. They don't deserve to even enjoy the ride. And in this night, I am giving up the fight. Lay down my head on the couch, curl up in a ball, and cry myself to sleep rocking, and realize just how alone I really am. Forgotten by a world unknown to me, with mud sliding all over my face, suffocating and sucking the very life out of me. That's it. Thank you.
Very good, very deep. And it says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk a little bit about what you have to say, about your history? Because I know that the book that you have coming up is about your history of abuse.
Yes. Shattered Innocence is the name of it. And I've got you had a picture of the book cover on the little video clip you did to begin with. It's about it's about a memoir about me. It's about a little girl who kind of got lost in a family of 9, and things went on that was abusive to her, and should have never happened. And I'm trying to, with my books that I'm writing, I'm trying to create more of an awareness of child abuse, and it still goes on today. And maybe what to look for, some of the signs, and I guess my biggest thing is to advocate that if a child comes to you and says they've been abused, to believe them. Because in my case, my situation kind of got brushed underneath the rug when I was older and was able to talk about it. And, it had a profound effect on my whole life, the abuse did as a child. So, yeah.
Yeah, it really does. And I, used to take care of, and as a forensic nurse, examine all kinds of abused victims. And it really does, mess up your psyche and stuff. You said something in there, and I thought to myself, I wanted to comment on it. I'm trying to think about you said that, that you didn't have anybody tell her they wouldn't believe you. Was that it? When you said something, no one would
Right,
believe.
right. And that's, I don't know how often that happens either, but I think it probably happens a lot,
A lot.
where
Yeah, I hear it a
where
lot.
people don't want to accept reality of what happened, and they just don't want to believe it, because then in some way they feel like it would be their fault, that maybe
Yeah,
they weren't quite, you know, up to whatever expectation there was, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
we all tend to kind of take blame on ourselves.
yeah, yeah, sure.
So
Yeah, I think a lot of times when I did, especially sexual assaults in children and examined them, I usually had one or two types of mothers that would bring their children in. I had either the very, very overprotective mother,
mm,
and she was like over bringing the child in every single time she went to go see dad or whomever, she'd bring him in. It was just like overkill, which is
right,
almost as traumatic to the child.
right,
And then the other one who would just want to turn their head the other way, just act like it's not happening.
right.
They'll have to deal with it. And sometimes, surprisingly enough, those mothers who did that, who actually looked the other way, were actually abused themselves.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
then, and then you think, well, how could they do that if they were abused
yep.
themselves? But yeah, I think that happens on a very frequent basis.
Yeah. Well, I think part of it too is by finding a voice. By finding a voice, you are breaking the cycle of abuse. If
Yeah,
you can come forward and you can talk about these things, and you can know that there's places you can go. As a younger child, there's connections you can have with school counselors and things like that. If people at home don't believe you,
yeah,
to where you can get some help.
yeah, yeah. Well, children are very slow to expose usually, and it usually goes on over a very long period of time. And they groom them.
Yep.
They feed them candy or do other niceties to keep them quiet, or they threaten them. If you tell, you
Yep.
won't see your mother again, or I mean, things like that.
Yeah, I
And
went through all that. I went through the coerciveness of it, and manipulation, and the threatening not to tell. Don't tell, because we'll get in trouble. And my dad was a um, he could be very abusive, especially with the boys. And so he was one that you didn't want to make mad. And so
right,
when somebody said, "Don't tell," Dad would get really mad. You didn't know what his dad was going to do.
right,
Especially at a very young age.
sure,
From what you'd already seen. what he's capable of, not knowing, what else could there be, that you don't
Yeah.
talk about it, you
No.
know.
And yeah, it's rather taboo to talk about, isn't it? It's
Mm-hmm.
taboo about it, and then it's taboo to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And uh, there's usually two types of people depending on the type of abuse. If it's sexual abuse, there's men who are true pedophiles, and then there's men who are opportunists. So the opportunity presents itself, and then they do
Right.
it. But it's kind of a messed up
Right.
situation.
Well, and in my story, in this case, it was about an older brother. So, I mean, um, and I can't even tell you how old I was originally when it first all began. I can tell you how far back I can remember, but I don't know if it was further back than that or not.
Yeah.
But um, I wasn't able to talk about it till I was about 24, and I had a breakdown, and I went into the hospital, and I told my parents then. I was 24, first time I'd told anybody,
Wow.
and
Hmm.
they didn't believe me.
Yeah.
They brushed it underneath the rug. And they said that, they talked to him, they said, and that he said it wasn't all that, whatever, blah, blah. And so they chose not to believe me. So
Wow.
that left
Yeah.
it back underneath the rug for quite a few years,
Then I
you know?
think when they do that, and they don't believe you, then they lose credibility in your eyes and trust. Man, how can you trust them anymore?
Right,
And people who
right.
are
There
supposed
was,
to
there was a
protect
lot of,
you.
yeah, yeah. I wish I'd been more stronger at the age of 24, more adamant to try to make them believe me, you know?
Yeah.
Because I know that abuse is a cycle, and
Mm.
the cycle of abuse needs to be broken. One way of breaking it is by your voice, to
Right.
stand up
Right.
and say, hey, this happened to me, you
Yeah.
know,
Sure.
it wasn't right. And, maybe somebody else, it can prevent them from having any harm done.
Yeah.
I don't
Sure.
know. But, that's the way cycle abuse goes. Like you said, maybe they were abused by somebody else themselves.
Yeah. Very often they are actually.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. This is a question. I've asked it to several in the past, or a few in the past, maybe not several. But tomorrow you're presented with Aladdin's lamp, and you are able to make three wishes. What are your three wishes going to be?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It
Uh,
is. Yeah.
hmm. One of them would be, I think, to at the present time, I'm not going to go back and try to change anything because I mean I
Mhm.
could, but technically, if I changed one thing, I would have to change a lot of things, and then I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I'm not that same victim that I was before. I'm a survivor. So,
Oh,
and I like where I'm at today. I'm in a happy place. I'm in a good relationship. I'm not suffering any mental or physical or emotional or sexual abuse.
mhm.
So I'm in a good place today. But three wishes, huh? One of them would be for my book to come out and for it to be helpful to people. Even if I can only help one person, even
Yeah.
one person, it would be worth the while of telling my story. Um, and then another thing would be uh, that's a tough one. I
Well,
don't know. I haven't really thought about, huh?
I mean, think of something selfish. Vacation or
Something selfish. Oh, let's see. How about this is going to be a totally unreal thing, okay, at my age, but how about I get pregnant and have a baby?
oh no,
Yeah,
that's
that's always been the top of the line for me because I wasn't able to have any. And I always thought, I had these dreams about an immaculate conception or something where I would just wake up and I'd be pregnant. Now that never happened, but the thought of getting pregnant was always there. I never took anything to stop me from getting pregnant, but I
yeah,
wasn't able to get pregnant. So there was that little part of me that always thought, just maybe we're going to see that miracle out of there. So
yeah,
yeah, I'd like to have seen that miracle happen.
yeah. I can't blame you. There was that too.
That's two. Three. Let's see. Well, I guess if I could make all the abuse go away, for kids these days, I would. I'm a child advocate, And I worked with children. I worked at a group home for 3 years with a group of kids in the house, and we worked there 7 days on, 7 days off,
Mm.
24 hours a day. And then I went to working at a juvenile detention center for 13 years, and that
Wow.
was with kids who were kids in need of assistance, but there are also kids that had gotten in a little bit of trouble. And so I worked with them for 13 years before I retired. So uh, I really enjoy working with kids, and I'm a child advocate. So
Very good. Very good. Is there anyone in your writing journey that you feel like has really influenced you, has loved your writing, kind of, you're all you can be, has really influenced you? If so,
I would
who
have
would
to
you say?
say Alan Johnson, and the reason I say that is because when I came across him, I was still pretty timid in my writing, and I was still kind of new to a lot of things, and I hadn't done a lot of publishing or anything like that. And he was doing these recordings of poetry that made it so beautiful, and made me feel like, wow, it's just a beautiful piece of art. And that kind of helped build my self-esteem. And
Yeah.
so from there, I had him do more and more. Of course, I've got like 30 some or more videos that he's produced for me.
Mm.
But from there, I branched out into publishing different
Yeah.
poetry on different sites, and getting my books out there and stuff. I think I had one or two books already when I met Alan Johnson, but I continued to, and I had like 5 of them now. But um, so he was definitely a mentor to me in
Yeah.
my journey. There's been a lot of people that I've met that have helped me along the way, and have
Yeah.
been very gracious. And the poetic world, artists are so compassionate. They're compassionate
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
love I love I love that about them. They're
Yeah.
real to me. They're more real than even though we might live inside our fantasies at times. We go off into our little fantasy worlds. We're pretty
Yeah.
real. You know,
Yeah. Do you think that everyone writes in fantasy or no?
That's what.
Do you think every poet writes not just factual stuff, but fictional or
Oh no,
fantasy?
I think there's a lot of fictional stuff that goes on, but they can take a picture and write a poem to it. You know,
Yeah.
but that being said, you're still drawing some kind of experiences from your own life experience to write that poem. That
Right.
that picture of that tree might remind you of one you had in your backyard.
Mhm.
And you can go back and kind of play out those emotions because poetry basically is emotion based. So even if you're looking at the picture,
Yeah.
you're going to pull out your own emotions on it.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
So you said you have a partner and you're happy and he treats you
Yes.
well. How many years have y'all been together?
Oh, probably about 15 now.
Okay.
Yeah, about
Great.
15. Yeah.
Great.
I
So
was married. I was married to a man in a abusive relationship for 28 years, and it took me 28 years to leave that relationship.
were you
And
dependent upon him financially?
not really, no. I think what happened was he played on my sympathy because he had a rough childhood too, and I kept feeling far sorry for him. And then also I had talked to a person one time about it that just couldn't seem to leave, and they said when you get done punishing yourself, you'll leave. So in other words, by me staying there, I was punishing myself for whatever it was, and
Hmm.
until I decided I'd punished myself enough, I wasn't gonna leave. And I
Yeah.
guess after 28 years, I finally got to the point where I decided I'd punished myself enough. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I know you said you didn't have children, but do you have nieces and nephews you're close to?
Yes, I have nieces and nephews I'm close to. I love them all. I have a niece named Rainbow, and I go up visit her quite often and visit with her kids, and they're all great kids. She has a set of twins, and then she has a 10-year-old, 11-year-old. Yeah, but
So I was going to ask you, what is your favorite? Do you have an annual favorite event in Iowa that you like to do every year?
an annual favorite event in Iowa.
Yeah.
Uh,
Good
hmm.
hint.
Well, they had the state fair in Des Moines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what
I've
I
only been
want to
there
do?
once though.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
I've only been there once, and that was when I was 16.
Oh my gosh. No, I've been there several times. My dad, played bluegrass and he used to play there as well. But I went there in the last 15 years when I went for a visit and had taken my son or whatever. But if anybody's exposed to state fairs, because around here they're pretty crummy, but Iowa I think has one of the best state fairs. It's pretty
Right.
well known. Yeah, pretty well known for the state fair. I remember when I was little coming to your town, Waterloo, right? You're in Waterloo or Cedar Falls?
Waterloo. Yep.
Waterloo. And maybe it was Cedar Falls, one of the two. But
Well,
watching the Harlem Globetrotters
oh, really?
when I was little, yeah, it was
That's
so
cool.
amazing. Did you ever see them?
No, not in person.
Yeah, they were amazing,
Awesome.
amazing. Let me see if we had some other comments. A lot. Well, we're getting behind here. Let's see. Wow, clear up. Wow. Okay, I think okay. So we have a message here that says watching from Canada. Hey Vince, how you doing, Vince?
Hi, Vince.
And then we have wow, so wonderful. I think that's
Too.
probably about your video. And then my favorite is my prayer.
Ah.
And then we have hey beautiful, whoever that is. You didn't sign it.
I don't know.
And then we have Lo. Hi, Lo. Moreau. And I never know if I'm pronouncing her name right. Do you know how to pronounce her name properly? She's a lovely. Whoops. Okay. Lovely person. Heard my echo there for just a second. I was live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watching from the UK. Hi, Eva. Okay. Eva from, I don't know who it is. And I'm thinking that might have been,
Wait a minute, what?
I don't know. I accidentally right clicked a button and my computer talked back to me. Oh, they were, you
Oh,
know what? They were talking about the Facebook user. So they're talking about um, uh, this person. I don't know if that might be Sarfraz. I don't know. You need to identify yourself. So we have that comment, and then we have, um, hi, it's Kelly from the UK. So hey,
okay.
do you know Kelly? And then we have Hey Lovely. Don't know who you are because you didn't sign. So then we have Hey
Kelly.
Kelly as Jill. And then Kelly said hi back to Jill. Then we have I've been following Eva. It's amazing writing. Your book will make a difference for many who are suffering silently. Yes, indeed, Zan. Zan's such a lovely person. Gotta
Yeah.
love you, Zan. Marvelous writer. Hi to everyone from Jill, and then for wishes never run out. Hit to all my fellow pop men. Somebody said that. Or hi to all my fellow pop men. I put a T on the end of it for some reason. I'm not sure why I did that. And then we have, oh, you already help, sweet. So, and another comment from Zan. Let's see what
Thank
else
you.
we have. Jill's blessing you.
Thank you.
And another blessing from Stu. And I don't know if they're blessing each other or they're blessing us. I think they're talking amongst themselves in that little
I know what
chat.
you're saying. The honest poet loves you, it says. You're
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Do you know who the honest poet is?
Not right hand.
And then, hi, Anne. We're both Anns, you know.
Yeah.
And that's in there.
Annette.
You have three. I always wondered about that because your
His
first names are first names.
first name's Eva Marie, and his
Even
middle name is Am.
Oh, Eva Marie is your first name, and
Yeah.
then got you. It all makes sense now. It's
Yeah.
amazing. So true, somebody said. Then we got pumpkin patches. I'm not sure what that means. And then okay, so
Oh,
let me go through here. The honest poet Kelly owned, two wonderful poetesses. And then this one says, Eva knows who I am.
I probably do. I don't know, but not. I see that.
And then, we made Alan apparently burn the sausages.
Oh,
Willow
Fox
ate them.
to help us out this morning.
Yes, when we called Alan, he was making sausages, and we were like, "Put it down. This is an emergency." So
Right.
apparently, he didn't put it down. He just burnt them. So sausage disaster. So and then Jill says, "Yum yum," from Widow, and he says, and there's Alan. I blame those two on screen. Thanks,
Uh-oh.
Alan.
Oh, no.
We love you
That
back.
was, let's create that with us the rest of our lives.
We love you back, Alan. Thank you so much. All right. So, wait a second. Oh boy, we got more comments. Ohio events compatch. Okay, and then what we got?
No, it's Iowa. We're not Idaho. We're Iowa.
Yeah, we are not Ohio, Stu. We are Iowa. Iowa.
Although we do have pumpkin patches.
Yeah, we do. Wildfire Productions together. Eva, it's me,
Oh,
Kelly.
wonderful. Yeah, hi, Kelly.
Now she knows. Okay,
Oh,
great.
yeah, no, I know. I didn't know she's a pumpkin patch girl.
So I wanted to go ahead and do the video you have.
Okay.
And so I need to access it because it's not in an MP4 file or whatever, so it wouldn't go into my normal feed. So I have to go fetch it a different way. So if you
Okay.
forgive me for just a moment, please.
Okay.
You can entertain the crowd while I'm doing this.
Oh,
I have to look at all the files here and let's see what we got. Okay, so no wait, is it childhood memories?
yeah, let's play that one.
Okay, so I have that one, and then I have a dime. We didn't play a dime yet, did we? Was that the one we played earlier, dime?
No, we played Airways My Soul.
Okay, great. So here's childhood memories. We'll open it up and we'll go for it. Your browser is having trouble sharing your video.
Oh,
Let's
great.
see if the yeah, I don't know what's going on. So let's see if the other one will pop up. Don't know if it will. If it doesn't. We might not be seeing them today. So let's
Oh,
try to do this one. See what happens. Nope, that's not gonna work. And um,
it's not. Is it doing something on my end again?
no, you're fine. It's not
Okay.
that. It's. I think your browser is having. Apparently, my browser is having problems. So it's
Hmm.
technical difficulty today. So why
Yeah.
don't you go ahead and read for us
Okay.
um, next poem?
I'm gonna read the feel good poem that I have. That um, it's it's a place I go for my sanctuary. It's called Where Poets Dream. Sitting upon my patio deck, shaded by my branching maple trees, I become one with nature as I feel and heed the breeze. Flowers are abundant in my little garden pots, blossoming rainbows that overflows the spots where hearts mend and love grows. Gazing upon the roads, letting go of worries and woes, I'd like to stay here, maple shadow, protected from all life's scorching rays. Dream like bullets do of better coming days. I find my serenity in God's open space, a world of its own so full of love and grace. The scent of freshly mowed grass making nature's perfume, and those rose bushes I planted that have just begun to bloom, all add an aroma to my outdoor room. There's magical tranquility here, where nature's orchestra plays to an open ear. Oh, such a delightful place. Nothing evokes more pleasure, except perhaps when I was young and only knew about having fun. Oh, I'd laugh with glee to be young again and carefree. Yet I know that youth lies in the fountain of the poet's mind, where all things are beautiful and artistically designed. On the poet's journey in this life, so fast-paced with the times, many never stop to find their peace of mind. The scent of nature on a hot summer's day, the crest of the winds that carry you away from all the pressures that our lives bring, a place and time where poets dream. That's it.
Beautiful. That was lovely.
Thank you.
You have one that I really love about the water, and you know which one I'm
That
talking
Circles of
about.
Life. Yeah, I don't have it handy to read right now. That's a longer one. Alan did a beautiful video on that, but you can't get it to play, huh?
I know. What was the name of the video? Was it one of those in the list that I
It was
gave you?
Circles. It was Circles of Life. No, I don't think he had it in the list.
Well, Alan, if you could send that to me if you're still here listening, if you could send that to me in MP4 form, I could maybe show that. So we have more comments, of course. Alan's still whining about his sausages. Let's see. We have okay, here we go. Stan corrected. Apologies. Disgusting for him seeing his girlfriend was around there. No, we are not from Iowa. We are Iowa, and we're not Idaho. We get that a lot too, don't we? You're from Iowa, where they grow potatoes? No, we grow corn, soybeans, stuff like that. And then Alan says he'll send it. Great, thank
Okay.
you very much. And so glad you started late. Happy to watch live from Colorado. Great interview, Zan. And then I don't know who said this.
Sexy.
Yeah, there's not a lot of sexy going on here. So just saying. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is have you go ahead and verbally do a last poem that you want to quote, and then we'll show the video. Does that sound okay?
Okay. Yeah,
So while you're doing that, I'm going to try to download the other. Okay.
Okay. You want me to do one more poem, and then we're going to do the video, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This one's another childhood one. This one's a happy one. This is about happy memories that I have in my childhood, and I always try to look for more happy things than I do sad these days. So it's called Kodak Memories. Kodak memories haunt me in my sleep. I toss and turn them incomplete. Going down Memory Street, back to gravel roads and pickup trucks, butchering chickens and gathering eggs, tending the garden, everything homemade. Powdered milk chilled for breakfast, not so bad. But that split pea soup was meant for Dad. Swinging on the tire swing in the barn, clear out the open doorway without any harm. Playing hide and seek after chores and studies were done. Then there was popcorn for supper on Friday nights. Gathered together on front room floor to watch King Kong once more. I remember the happy times in my life. Sometimes I wish I could go back to a simpler life. When the family was gathered all together at mealtime, childhood memories and stories that rhyme. Now it's all gone, no more time to get in the old horse trough to cool off. Ride Big Red down to the street to the candy store. I'd love penny candy once more. Brownie meetings and then camp. Got scared of the dark when it stormed outside, but I always found comfort by Mom's bedside. These are memories I have when I see black and white Polaroids these days. Remembering loved ones always, kept close to comfort me by the bedside. These feelings are so very alive. I miss you all so very much, but I continue to stay tough. Count my blessings every day that I had you in my life as long as I did. So many things I remember as a kid. Thanks for breathing life into me to live, protected by your angelic love now, our guardian angel with sacred wings. Miss you so much that life stings like a bee and weeps like a willow with you all gone. But the memories I have are alive and live on. That's it.
Thank you so much for that. Alan said that he sent that, and so I was looking for it.
Oh, okay.
And I refreshed my page, which I'll do again, but I wasn't seeing it. So let me try to find it real quick. And so why don't you, while I'm doing this, you can tell us your favorite happy childhood story.
Favorite happy childhood story.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had a particular incident that was a happy story. My favorite things to do as a child was to be outside and play outside. I was a tomboy growing up. I wasn't much one to be inside. I liked doing outside and mowing the lawn and working in the garden and playing with the dogs and just being outdoors in nature. That was always me. But let's see, happiest thing you said?
Yeah.
Let's see. That's. I can't think of any one particular incident that I was over.
That's okay. Were you a really feminine girl, or were you a tomboy?
No, I was a tomboy. I was a tomboy all the way. Yeah.
You climbed the trees and.
I climbed the trees. Yep, I climbed the trees and fell down on my knees and got them brushed up, and was a daredevil and went sliding over a hill that had a big mountain of snow that landed in our field, and we'd go like a mile sliding on an old metal Pepsi can. It was kind of fun back then. We thought it was fun as playing snow back then. Nowadays, I'd be like, I don't see it. I don't know why I did, but I
Do you
love.
remember how we used to make all kinds of artwork out of our Pepsi cans? Do all kinds of
Oh,
things with them,
yeah, I never
Do
did
you
that with my
remember that?
Pepsi can. No,
Do you
no,
remember, did you ever do the Reader's Digest where you folded and made a tree out of it? Did you
no.
ever do that?
We did a thing with the papers where we made like a little. We folded paper a certain way, and then you had like little sayings on each part. I can't remember what that was called. Like a little fortune thing.
I don't know. Yeah. So Alan said he sent something. Not seeing it.
Okay.
So for some reason I'm not
Okay,
getting
I
it.
have one
So
more poem I
anyway,
can read if that'll help out. But
well, yeah. Why don't you do that? And then it's hold on just a second. Let me get back to you because
okay,
I'm internet can't even see y'all. So why don't you do? And then we're gonna kind of do maybe a couple of quick things, and then we're gonna wrap it up because we're
okay,
almost at 50 minutes. That went
okay.
fast, huh?
Yeah, it did.
Um, hold on just a second. Let me give it to you.
Can't find the poem I wanted now. Okay, am I supposed to be reading right now?
Yep, we're waiting for you to read.
Okay, all right, okay. I'll do this one. It's called The Poetess. I am but an open journal, still waiting to be discovered, empty pages within its waiting to be filled, desiring to feel your warmth upon the black leather that binds me, the soft caress of the wisdom of velvety words kissing, left drifting in the breeze, a melody without notes, for my love affair with words that dance through futuristic pages of time. I am the tender sweetness like sugar of my yearning soul, with dreams yet to come alive. I cry out to you, waiting your thoughts, your desires, your glimpses of personality quilled upon the lines of my mold. Yet I am but a naked baby, blowing empty pages into the ebony starlit night, cold and alone, not a letter in sight. No scribbles of rainbow's ink splattered upon my virgin parchment, no stories passed on in time. I am awaiting the screaming orgasm of my birthing into a new world where visions and images that tower over me, setting me free, no longer a virgin of words, but again with pen in hand. Pastel colors of the wheel splattered upon my emptiness here within my mind. I am but a thought away from the history I've come from, the present I am living within, the future I've yet to see, just a visionary imagined or not. I am the poetess.
Beautiful. You are indeed the poetess and a writer as well.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you're wonderful. So, I can't tell you how much it means for me to actually be able to talk to you, face to face, so to speak, and be able to share your wonderful work with everyone because you're a marvelous writer.
Thank you.
And the community embraces you as well as bigger forums. So I'm sure you'll keep writing.
Oh yeah,
You're very deep, and I know you have a lot of spiritual writing as well.
I have a lot of spirituality.
Yeah, you do indeed.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I have a very strong spiritual side of me. Yes.
yeah, yeah, I do too as well. You're probably Catholic with all those 9 kids.
No, we weren't Catholic, but my mom got asked that quite often.
I bet she
So
did.
yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
usually if somebody had a big family, the first question was like, "Are you Catholic?"
Right,
No.
right.
So, but thank you so much. Thank everyone for joining us today. In about 45 minutes from now, I will be here with Jill Tate. So,
Okay.
but love and blessings to you, dear Eva.
You
Thank
too.
you, Alan, and thank you everyone for joining us. And it's been
Yep.
so good to have you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I'm sorry about all the technical difficulties.
No, it's part of the, It's part of it. So we'll be fine. But thank you again. Love and blessings to you all. And
Bye bye.
hopefully you'll be able to join us later. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye bye.